Awesome. Woo. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so, man, I hope you got a lot of takeaways. I took pages and pages and pages of notes. I carved on the ahas and the takeaways for you, Jay. There was some great, if I would you. That is money. If you will start saying, if I could set this up with an absolute superstar who can change your life, he's one of the most successful people who are vice president of the company, and it's Chris Baird, and he's brand new. But he's the vice president of the Eastern Seaboard. Yeah, it is. Sam, vice president of the Western United States. If I could get that call, I'm not saying I can. But if I can see the right? If I can do that, would you take that call? Oh, so, yeah. You know, but if I could set up a call with my partner who's brought our company onto the NASDAQ valued at almost $750 million, would you take that call? Yeah, I'm not saying I can do it. Is that you guys getting this? How many people say, oh no, I don't want to talk to that guy? If we could bring the resources of our company to you, and so it's. I think so many times we're so boring in the way we approach this. Yeah, think about it. Janie, vice president of the Central United States of the greatest country on earth. Janie, you know, I don't even know Janie's last name, but she's amazing. You know, you guys gotta kind of summon something up. Now, I forgot to do our numbers, right? James, I don't even know what they are. Who here's never logged into the back office? Raise your hand. You've never logged in. Me and Gene. Gene, you've never logged in? I've never logged in. I have no idea. But I honestly don't know. What do we have? 67 FLQAs or whatever those things are called, flickers. Go ahead. I thought it was higher than that. I'm a little disappointed personally. Yeah, give him a hand. Good job, James. How many would like to be a little pissed it's only 270, right? It's like, what the heck? I'm in this to do well, you know? So we are so excited. Again, what's the purpose of this weekend? The purpose of this weekend is to teach you how to make $100,000 a month in revenue share income. Would that calm your nerves a little bit? Anybody married? Would that calm your spouse's nerves? Here's what's standing between you and that dream coming true. Your ego. It's not the system. It's vital. I love Jay's talk. It's not all the scripts. They're vital. Yeah, you better be organized. Excel spreadsheet. I'm a yellow notepad. It doesn't matter. The one thing that the most successful people had in the front of this room in the 25s, and honestly, everybody here should be committed. You are the stars. But is constantly risking your ego on an aggressive, passionate, regular, daily basis. See, some of you sponsored 10, 15, 20, and you're like, I arrived. I got 400 in my group. And you jump off the sponsoring train, and you lose your mo. You're helping your group. You got all these people. It feels great. But when you keep sponsoring at a high level, magic happens. And so that's what we want to do. We want to help you stay on the sponsoring train. So how many here would say to yourself, you're like, I'm all in. I'm all in. And is it about to make $1 million a year? You need to be, the purpose of business is to do what? To create a profit to serve your family. But if you're struggling and suffering, that doesn't serve your family and it doesn't serve the world. Playing it so small does not serve humanity. What wells can you dig? Literally wells. Bring fresh water to 100,000 people. What children can you save? What homes can you build? Habitat for Haiti. There's a need. Hurricanes. And yet you don't because you refuse to risk your ego. It boils down, you could just boil it all down to this. Let me just tell you what risking your ego is. I'm in a small accountability group with 3 guys. And one of them said he asked 12 people to watch the webinar last Tuesday in one day. And I hit the BS button. I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. He's like, oh, yeah, I did. And I'm like, so you literally asked, AJ, I'm in EXP. I'm excited about it. Have you heard of the model? Would you be willing to watch a short webinar? It's brilliant. Get your opinion. I respect you and love you. I'd really like to know what you think. You did that 12 times in one day? And he's like, yeah. And then Don Yoakum chimes in. He goes, yeah, he set 4 appointments for me to talk to those people. Then Randy Bird, Don Yoakum's sponsor, said, yeah, he booked 3 appointments for me to talk to people. And so Tom Daves made 7 appointments in one day for people to see. Actually, I didn't believe it. And he booked 7 appointments in a day. Well, is all he does is recruit? Oh no, Tom's going to sell hundreds of homes this year. He was the #1 Keller Williams agent 7 times in the past 20 years worldwide. See, he gets there because he has no ego. I mean, we all have an ego, but he's like, whatever, next. And so I'm just begging every one of you, you're going to boil down to this. Start talking to people that you know, not strangers. Calling strangers and cold calling is a blood sport. You literally could be 1 out of 100. It is a blood sport. Find a way, some way. My wonderful, amazing sponsor, Sheila, called me 2 years after we met and said, you probably don't remember me. And I didn't. And you're not calling someone 2 years after you met them because you're like, well, they won't remember me. That's a good thing, because if they don't remember you and they're a nice person, it elicits empathy. I felt like an idiot that I didn't remember her. And now I'm buying whatever she's selling because I'm an egomaniac that couldn't remember this poor sweet woman from Dallas calling some guy out in California. I'm like, what do you got? What do you got? You selling? And she goes, well, I would love your opinion on the model. I'm going, absolutely. I watched the model. I'm like, whoa, come to Texas next week. I can't come to Texas next week. 2 days later, I'm in Texas. And then I get all these stuff answered. And then the following week, we move our $120 million team to EXP, just like boom! Because she was willing to risk her ego. And how many does she have sponsored? 40. She's not riding on my coattails. She has always been a leader for me. And who taught her was Rob Flick. Amazing leader. Who taught Rob? Gene. And who taught Gene? Susan. Right? Stand up, Susan. I have dissected the whole thing. Give her a hand. It all goes back to that one woman. It certainly wasn't me, Rob, or Gene. So I give Sheila and Susan, women rule the world. Now, so let me ask you a question. You think you're all in. Really? You think you're all in? You all in? Grab this. Grab what was in front of you. It looked like this when you came in. You guys like all the cool stuff we gave you? The books, the batteries, all that? We'll fold it up. And on the back, I want you to get to right here. What? The all-in checklist, if you have one. I know we some of you showed up and you didn't register, so we printed extra, but we ran out. The all-in checklist, you all holding it. All-in checklist, hold it. So this is how you know if you're all in. Take notes. I want you to, and how many of you believe this? A picture's worth 1,000 words. Anybody? And raise your hand if you don't have one. They're handing out all-in checklists in the back. Raise your hand high. We got people up front, James, too. After you're done then, do we got any more? Is that it? We're out. We're officially out? Okay. I will give you mine after I'm done. We're out. Okay. So here's the deal. You can have mine. So how many agree a picture's worth 1,000 words? You ready? So you're all in. Yeah, we're crazy. We're doing this thing. Stand up if you personally do a lunch and learn at least once every 2 weeks. Stand up. This is the visual. Be honest. And I'm not beating anybody up that's not standing, but there you go. Okay, sit down. Okay, so those of you that stood up, check off that box. Next, stand up if you're using a wealth chart by Rob Flick. Stand up. If you're using it, you don't just have one, use it. Okay, more people. This is good. Okay, sit down. Those of you that stood up, check off that box. The next one, do you have a dream vision board? If you do, stand up. If you have a dream vision board, stand up. Okay, sit down. Those of you that just stood up, check off that box. Do you have a list of names? Did you make a list of names with over 100 people on it? Because that's what you're supposed to do when you get in this business. Did you ever even do that? If you did it, stand up. If you created at some point a list of names to over 100 people, okay, sit back down. So those of you that are like, I'm not doing that. That's an area you need to shore up. That's a change you need to make. How about this one? I need glasses, don't I? Do you have a designated building time where you're going to actually force yourself to risk your ego and to like have people do weird stuff to you, right? Stand up. Do you have a designated building time? Look around the room. Sit back down. You guys check off that box. Have you watched the 90-minute Rob Flick training video? 90 minutes long. It's at BrentGoveResources.com. Stand up. So the rest of you that have not watched this video, honestly, James, where's James? We used to say, oh my gosh, it's like liquid, what do we call it? Liquid gold. It's like, we honestly, Rob came to Sacramento and filmed it, and we're like, we're editing it, Rob. We're editing it, Rob. We didn't want to give it back to him. We're like, this is like nitro. This is like uranium. This is like some sort of like cataclysmic power. Okay? So how about this one? So those of you that step now, how about this one? Do you host movie nights at your office or at your home or at the title company at 5 o'clock? They'll still 8. The mortgage company will say, and you have pizza brought in, a hot chocolate, maybe a bottle of red wine, white wine, a couple beers. It's not like get hammered movie night, but how many of you have done that? You've hosted a movie night with that? 2 people in the whole room. Yep. Okay, you too. You too, check that off. Okay, ready? Let's see, next one. Do you have your ticket for the shareholders meeting? Stand up. You have your ticket for the shareholders meeting. Okay, all right. Okay, sit back down. I'm going to Las Vegas. Our next meeting here, August 20th through 26th, we have 1,100 people coming in. Anyone can come that wants to be a leader. It's not sponsoring 15 or more. Stand up if you are coming August 20th to 22nd to our next event. You've got it in your calendar. You save the date, okay? Check that off. Are your leaders coming? Are you going to go, like some of you are going, dang it, I should have got more people here. Are you bringing your leaders? Do you know, are your leaders going to be coming, right, to that? Stand up. That's hopefully everybody in the room. It hasn't even happened yet. No, my leaders aren't coming. Oh, hell no. I don't want them to get the good stuff. Okay? Those are some cheat ones here. Is your group coming? You get the idea. You don't have to do it. I mean, obviously, every person's going to get every last person there you can. Are you going to EXPCon October 4th, 6th? That's everyone in the room. You don't have to stand up. Just check off the box you're going. I asked Jay. I go, hey, Jay, you coming to Las Vegas? Back when we were first putting this together. He's like, well, yeah. And I go, really? He goes, yeah, well, why wouldn't I? I go, so, and he goes, hey, all I know is whatever's next, I'm going. And who almost made $100,000 this month? What'd you make? 96. Doesn't that kind of bug you? Just a few more grand. You know, it would have been nice. 96,000 a month. But his attitude was, and watch this, hey, Jay, you going to Florida to the shareholders meeting? I wouldn't miss it. But why are some of you missing it? Well, I'm getting married. Get married in Florida. A lot of people do. You know, I'm burying my uncle. Let the dead bury the dead. Go to Florida. You know? He won't even know you're there. He's dead. Now, okay. I told you this is going to be kind of hardcore and inappropriate. Bathroom clothes? I've never heard of that one. I'm glad you didn't go over. I didn't even imagine. I am like the Walt Disney guy. I'm like, I was horrified. I'm like, please don't. God answered my prayers. I don't know what it was. I don't want to know. Okay. The Freedom Summit in Mexico 2020. Rob's going to talk about this tomorrow. It's in February. We got the dates. It actually is the first week in February. He'll tell you all about it tomorrow. You know, again, that should be every single one of you in the room are going to that. Because you're not just going to make 1.2 million plus, you know, twinkling your finger. What? The 4th to the 9th. Now, here's 2 I'm going to ask you to stand up for. Because you should, those last ones you should all be standing up for. Do you personally host local real estate training events with skin on? Like you you do top producer panels or lead generation things, or how to build a team or stuff where you're bringing value to Coldwell Banker, Remax, Keller Williams, and eXp. So Ray, stand up if you host local real estate trainings. Excellent. Sit back down. You guys check that off. And the last one, do you host local socials? Movie night, Top Gun golf, winery. Go to a winery and go wine tasting with your group. Creating community through your group. Stand up if you do socials. You host socials. Okay, sit back down. So what I saw was room for growth. Now, how many of you would love to have 5,000 agents in your 7 levels? Would you? How would you like to end the year with 9,000 to 10,000? But by the way, whatever you end the year with is what you earn the following year. So this year, what do you think we'll earn this year, total rev share? And he's never, ever missed a number. And this is our 3rd year. Is that good or bad? Okay. Next year, we have over 9,000 agents. We should be about 9 million in income. Our 4th year. Is that pretty good? So here's the deal. James and I went over this list. You need to know this. This is serious. We did every single one of these from day one. We've never missed one. There isn't one thing. Stand up if you did every single one of these from day one. Every single one. And I'm not trying to beat you up. I think we're the only ones. And then you wonder why we sponsored 80-something, and we have 60-something FLQRs, or whatever they call those things. And then you got all these. We have 3 more signing up. We'll be at 51 next week. Qualified. What do they call them now? They changed the name. Those things. We got 51 of them next week. We're way above the 40. We're going to 100. I listened, but they said these are the things I was told to do when I got in. Rev share unlockers. I like that. James, seriously, I might lie to you. Just kidding. James, have we missed anything on this list for 2 years and 5 months? If you want to have what we have, do what we did. Okay? There's a quote in here, if you go to the quotes on the right, and I believe it says, it's the top one, Tony Robbins, it says, if you do what you've always done, you'll have what you've always had. I can't read it, I just made that up. I don't have my glasses, but it's way too small a print, but you get the idea. Some really cool quotes. I like the one at the bottom by this guy, Don Hobbs. The path to success runs through the field of failure. Don't beat you like that? You like that? Anyways, here's the deal. Don't beat yourself up for what you haven't done. Draw a dang line in the sand and go, I'm going to kick some, and go do it. You should check off. So now, if you turn the page to the 3rd page over on the far right, it says the all-in strategic plan checklist. It says, okay, the ones you've done, put done. Put a check mark. The ones you haven't done, which looks like 50% of the room, which is why you're getting 80% less results. You don't get 50% less, you get 80. When are you going to do them? Go tonight or tomorrow morning, get up with a cup of coffee or later tonight and go, when am I going to get this done? I'm tired of playing tiddlywinks. Why not me? You know why we did it? Because we worked our ass off. We've been all in. And because all you do is work? No, we go to Tahoe, we go to Monterey, we go to Napa, we go to the Caribbean, we go to Maui. We do all these things. We spend time with our kids, our families. We have boundaries. When we don't work, we don't work. But when we work, and we're focused, and we're passionate, and we're crazy. We don't do it all the time. I go to church. I take my wife on date nights twice a week. I take my kids out. I play Frisbee with my son. I taught 3 of my kids how to drive in the last 2 weeks. I almost died. No, seriously. I'm like, oh. Anyways, that was a whole nother story. But I spend time with my family. I got 6 kids. But you live by your calendar. Stop serving the tyranny of the urgent. Write that one down. Was that a good one? Stop serving the tyranny of the urgent. That client's like, you better, no. Are you supposed to call people? What is it you're supposed to do at this time? Do that. They can wait. Unless it's your spouse. That's some urgent stuff. Okay? So your spouse gets to trump some of that stuff. Is this good? Is this some good things to help you? I'm telling you, you do some of this and you'll do it. Who didn't have one of these over here? Was it you, Brian? Did you guys get one? Did you get one? Okay, all right. Now, time to get fired up. You guys ready? Because that was just a word. But didn't Jay do a great job? Give Jay a hand. Jay, that was phenomenal. Loved it. So I'm gonna start this kind of shift gears on you and talk about something maybe you're not expecting, but we're gonna grind down on some details here, like new agents. Listen to me. The more influential agents you hire, you attract to this business. What Jay say for our friends in Calgary, whale hunt, the more successful you be. So new agents is my topic. When you sponsor new agents, I watch this at Remax, I watched it at Keller Williams, and I watched it at EXP. They get in Remax's and Keller Williams and EXP's mentoring program. It was a disaster at Remax. It was a disaster at Keller Williams, and it's a disaster at our company. It is a disservice. So when I get new agents, I look at them and I say, look, you could come to EXP, but I'm going to place you with a star agent, a veteran who's been doing this 10, 20, 30 years, and they're going to take you under their wing. They're going to teach you the ropes. People get that. They're going to show you the ropes. They're going to actually knock on doors with you. If that's their, like for me, I would go do open houses with them. I've never knocked on the door, but I'm great at open houses. And then they're going to go on listing appointments with you. They're not going to tell you how to do it. They're going to go out at 8 o'clock on a Friday night. On Sunday, they're going to show property with you all day. They're going to write the offer. They're going to teach you count offers. They're going to actually teach you the business. And you're going to give them 50%, not the stupid 20%, of which the company gets 10 and the agent gets 10. And you wonder why the mentor agent that gets that new agent is not helping them. They're getting 10%. It's wrong at Remax, it's wrong at Keller Williams, and it's wrong at EXP. Now, I get why all those companies have the program. We got to have something. But I look them in the face, I go, look, if you don't commit here to be mentored by someone at EXP, then do not join this company, because I will not set you up for failure. You like, I like, they're sitting back there scared to death. I look at them and I go, if you would like though, I'll set up some coffees with 2 or 3 veteran agents that will teach you the ropes. You go on a listing appointment by yourself on $800,000, and you think, but I get more money here. You're not going to get the listing. You get 100% of nothing. You go with me or Jay or just an agent that's been doing it 20 years, so he's maybe a solo, but they're good, you're going to get the listing. And then you're going to get a half of something. Who thinks half of something's better than nothing of nothing? And then I say, look, a doctor, 4 years of school, 4 years of medical school, 300, 400, 500,000 a day debt. What do? They do an internship at a hospital in the ER room, and they tuck under the wing of a superstar surgeon who teaches them what? The ropes. When the heart's in cardiac arrest, when they have liver failure, when they're bleeding profusely, here's how you do it. And I go, it's no different in our business, so don't you look at me and say, well, I'll do it. I can't believe I have to pay 20%. I'm only doing it for 3 deals. Those people quit Remax, they quit Keller Williams, they quit EXP. You look them in the eyes and you say, just go to Remax, but you find someone great, find the best agent, and you give them half of the profit you're going to create. You're going to partner together, and partners take the profit and they cut it in half. And guess what? 23 years ago, my split was 50-50. And guess what my broker, who took me under his wing, Kevin Van Patten, did at 6 o'clock for Saturday night. He wrote offers with me on his dining room table. Guess who went with me to do listing appointments at 4 o'clock? Kevin Van Patten, because he was getting half. Quit negotiating yourself into failure. And so if I sound a little radical, I'm pissed. I've had it up to here with new agents coming to this company and failing. And as a leader, you need to look at them and, yeah, go ahead, I got time. So, and if they tuck under a veteran, it's not a team. It doesn't have to be a team. But guess what? They skip the mentor program. There's no 20% on the first 3 deals. They're going to create a team agreement that says 50-50, no mentor program. Oh, I'm so excited. And so we're having a much higher level of success. We didn't know it until we experienced it. We're like, okay, what's up with that? Because you will have a problem with retention. We've been doing it 2.5 years. And so we don't have a problem with retention because what? We are placing them with superstar agents. I'm the sponsor, they go to Leo. I'm the sponsor, they go to Rosie. Now, my real heavy builders, I actually don't give them people to mentor. I don't want them wasting their time. It's a waste of their time. But there are some agents in your market that have given up on the idea of having revenue share. They've given up on the dream. I give them agent after agent after agent after agent. They go, hey, I call them up. How would you like a young, excited, up-and-coming agent? They'll give you half of every home they list, half of every home they sell. You know what they say? Oh, for sure. And I give them, and I give them, and I tee them up. You're not giving away your sponsorship. Does that make sense, you guys? Go back to your markets and do this and watch your business explode. And be careful with the amount of new agents you attract. There's a million questions. Do we all agree? Where's Vincent St. Louis? Vincent, right there. Stand up, Vincent. Now, I've known Vincent for 30 plus years. We're old buddies. And I called him up. I said, hey, Vincent, take a look. He didn't have a real estate license. I want to run something by you. Because I've watched him fly around the country in Lear jets. I mean, he's been successful, right? Successful people know how to do what? Succeed. People who swim know how to swim. So he watches the webinar, and what did you say to me after you saw the webinar? And what did I say? And then you got a license, and he goes, do I have to sell real estate? And what did I say? I said, please, let's go find people. So Vincent goes, I know some people. He calls Tess. Tess, stand up. Go ahead, Vincent, sit down. Give Vincent a hand. So Tess look how cute she is. Who would say no to her? Vincent and I have to work hard because, anyways. But Tess is cute. And so Tess is an independent broker in San Francisco, Daly City. Everything she sells is $1.2 million. She blinks and she sells $1 million homes. And Tess, you got in and you started signing up a bunch of agents. What do you have? Like, how many of you signed up now? 70 total. Is that pretty good? And then Vincent has signed up, I think he has, right. And then Vincent has signed up outside of Tess and 15 others with 2 or 3 coming on. He's going to be at like 17, 18 this week. And he's got all these agents around the San Francisco Bay Area. About 100 right now, over 100. When they sell a home, it's $1 million. He's sold one home in his life, but he'll probably be doing about $100 million a month right now. Any teams in the room? He's going to outproduce you his second year to the tune of $1.2 billion. Give Vincent a hand. Good job, Vincent. And that creates revenue share. So the point is this. You can take a new agent, but be careful, okay? Now, I want to say this. Hold on. Make sure I didn't get. Oh, I did miss it. So, next topic, FLQA management. We came up with a coined term. Was that you or Jenny? You? I think it was you. James. Anything brilliant is James. Okay. He's brilliant. So we have a term that we use. Write it down. FLQA. Did I get it right? Management. And what we do is we pay attention to who's sold a home in the last 6 months. You can have 4 or 5 go right off. You're like, yeah, I'm at 23, I'm cool. I'm at 27, I'm cool. All of a sudden, you're at 19, you're at 22. We know who sold what, where, when. We actually pay a lot of attention to it. And then I've actually taken some of my leaders who have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of agents, and they're doing so well, they're making 10, 15, 20,000 a month. So they go, heck with it, I'm not doing real estate. And they don't count for me, do they? I'm like, here's a listing. I have listing specialists. I go, no, here's a listing. Yeah, that's gaming the system. No, it's not. Gaming the system is I do a deal and I give them credit. I give them a lead. Is it okay to give an agent a lead? So I give my stars a listing once every 6 months. It's a lay down listing. They list it. They earn a commission, 5,000 or more. So do I. Think, well, you could have made 10. I don't want to do it. It's a distraction. Wasting my time. It could have gone to your listing specialist. What's your other point? Okay. Anyways, so I have other listing specialists, and guess what? They're qualified for 6 months. There's a reason why we'll go into the 50s, into the 60s. We pay attention to the details. You drop below 20, your income goes bam. You drop below 25, bam. You drop below 40 and you got a group with thousands. It is insane the amount of monthly income you lose. And I'm telling you what, we talk about it every day, every week, and we're pushing to get over 60 FLQAs and so get way over the 40, and then the base goes crazy. I think now we have about 20 legs with over 100 agents or more. Is that good? not like one or two. And so we're there supporting them and helping them. So take the time to do this. And some of you are like, well, I just don't have the time. I don't have the money. It's like saying, hey, it's 1849, there's gold in California. Like, I don't got a wagon. Can't go to California and get rich. I don't got a wagon. Well, maybe you should get a wagon. Okay, get a wagon. I got a wagon. I got 4 cows. Sell 2 cows and get a wagon. Raise the money. I don't got any cows. So I can't get a wagon. Well, get a capital loan, you know. I don't know, no one will give me money. Rob Wells Fargo. I don't know. Get the money, get a wagon, go do what you do. Find someone to help you. Maybe hire someone 5 hours a week to help you focus on what you need to do. I can't, it's your mindset. It's all mindset. So FLQ, the next one's the Big Mo. What do you mean the Big Mo? Write this down. Sponsor 3 to 5 a month. If you just don't get out of the saddle, some of you put 10, you put 15, 20, 25 in. You went and tied your horse to the post, and now you're the big deal helping your group. And it's easy. We were in Seattle last week, right, James? And while we're in a Tesla, where's Brian? Brian, stand up, Brian, stand up. Brian took me from Seattle to Vancouver, Washington, and we didn't drive for 3.5 hours. The car drove us there. It was really cool. I mean, no hands, no brakes for hours and hours. We're going by semis. I'm like, whoa, my first like 3.5 hours. Just tell it, and the car took us there. Really cool. So, sponsor 3 to 5 weekend. I know on the trip down, we hit what number? It was really cool to hit 5,000 in our driverless Tesla, you know? We could have died, hit 5,000. I was telling Brian, what if it doesn't read the line or they repaired the car goes like that? Anyways, so you sponsor 3 to 5 weekends, you support them. You sponsor 3 to 5 weekends, you support them. Man, you sound serious. We're not serious. We are serious as a heart attack. We tell you, Bill Gates was serious. Steve Jobs was serious. Mrs. Fields was serious about her cookies. Right? Was she? A lot of people make cookies. But there's only one woman we know, and her name is Mrs. Fields. And so, get serious. Yes, step it up. You could do this. You could risk your ego. Write this down. Ego versus capital. This is an ego risk versus a capital risk. Now, here's the sad part. In rooms we talk to, so many more people would rather just drop a couple $100,000 on a franchise. What can I spend money on? Look, I don't want to risk. I get it doesn't feel good. I've had probably 12 people be rude to me in 2.5 years. So I wouldn't do that stupid pyramid thing. Oh no, and that's a network marketing gizmo. People that it was shocking to me. I didn't call strangers, and I didn't like the way it felt either. But I was willing to risk my ego, and we sponsored like crazy, and we stayed on that horse. I want to really encourage you to stay on the horse, the Big Mo. Support them, and then promote. I'm constantly, I bought a plane ticket for people in this room to come here. I paid for hotel rooms for people to come here. In shareholders in Orlando, I'm always buying airline tickets. I'm always paying for hotel rooms. I'm always if I can pay for your ticket to come to Orlando, it's $600. If I get that covered, would you come? And they're like, yeah, I would. And then I go to Sam, can we get a guest pass? I didn't say, if I could get you a free ticket to this worthless, lousy shareholder meeting, they're just trying to give away the tickets. You guys say, let me see if I can get you a free ticket. I don't want to go to an event where I get a free ticket. If I were to spend the money to pay that to get you there, would you? Once they go, yeah, okay, let me work on that. I'll call you tomorrow. They go, Sam, can I get a free ticket for a guest? He does this. Maybe, maybe not. And if he said no, I will buy the ticket. Right? That makes sense? Yes and yes. Hold on.
So what would you normally, say I have a whale in Calgary, would I offer to get them a ticket and pay for their...
So here's what I do. My go-to thing is I pay for the hotel room. I just did it with a guy who's getting a $37,000 commission in Portland. I go, how about this? If I pay for your room the first night in Orlando at the beautiful, and I'm showing him pictures. You have it in your phone. I show a picture. Look at this. Look at the golf course. Look at the spot. It's so amazing. We're going to have a great time. You're going to meet people that will change your life. If I pay for your resort room the first night, would you come? I've done that so many times. It's like, what's it cost for a room in there at the Rosen Creek? Anybody know? Well, is it sold out? Anybody here? I don't care if it's sold out. I'll find a room. I'll put some work by. Who's not going? Who's going to wuss out and bail? I'll take your room. I'll get a room at the Rosen Creek. You can have mine. I'll sleep in the parking lot. We do it all the time. Like, well, you can afford it. We did it when I couldn't afford it. See, write this down. There's 4 things you need. Vern Harnish. Write this down, man. You need to write this down. It's people. It's strategy. Do we have people? There's 2 million out there. There's 2 million agents and brokers in North America. There's strategy. Do we have a strategy with our people? Like what to do with this? Did Jay just lay out so many great strategies and systems? And then there's execution. There's 4 things. People, strategy, execution. This comes from Vern Harnish. He's brilliant. I met the man, bought his book, fell in love with him, and I got a man crush on him at NAEA. They had him in. I go to events. I'm like, boom. I mean, he blew my mind. So good. He's got a book called Scaling Up. He's known for growing organizations. People, strategy, execution. You know what the 4th one is? Cash. And some of you like you're going, well, Brent did it because he had this big team. You don't know a whole lot about me. So it's time for me to tell you a little bit of my story. And my story was, we sold so many properties in the crash that I made a fortune. I didn't lose any to fort sale or short sale. But what I created was a massive capital gains debt where I owed hundreds of thousands of dollars. I was 39, man. 39 years old. What did I know? I'm thinking it'll get better, and it didn't get better for a long time. 2010, we owed so much money. We were losing so much money, and the government's just beating us down. I'm like begging to go bankrupt and still making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. But when you owe hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars at a 50% penalties and interest, and you just everything that was going wrong could go wrong. And we weren't, they're like, you can't go bankrupt, you make too much money, you have to just stop working. I'm not going to do that. I came within $10,000 of making the front page of the Sacramento Bee for Sacramento's greatest deadbeat tax evader. It wasn't a tax evader. I just didn't have the money. And so I missed it by 10 grand. They published a list of all the losers in Sacramento. And they're like, the Chevrolet dealership, look at this rich cat who's now suffering. This guy owned apartments, and they're all on there, and they're suffering, and they just publish them because it's public information. I missed it by 10 grand. I was just like, I do have an ego, right? Do you think I wanted to be on the front page of my team where I know everybody? And it took years and years. When I got an EXP, we weren't done paying off taxes, okay? I didn't have the money to buy airplane tickets and hotel rooms. I didn't have it. I didn't have the money to take my off the ball. I was selling 60 homes a year myself. I needed every dollar plus my team, right? I talked. Jay knows some of this stuff. We talked. And guess what? I capitalized my business. You want to open a yogurt shop? You don't got the money? They get an equity line of credit and go buy some yogurt machines. Sign a 5-year commercial lease. I borrowed $100,000 the day I got an EXP. I've never shared that ever. So I'm afraid people would go borrow $100,000, not make it, and say, I got an EXP and I lost $100,000. But I believed in me. Somebody put a text out lately, the most important thing I ever did in my life was believe in me. And so I borrowed $100,000 at what's the rate? The really high interest rate. What do they call that? Predatory lending interest rate. And I paid it all back within 2 months, 2.5 months. And the $100,000 back plus the interest. I mean, annualized, I think I was paying 28% or some crazy amount of money. And then we needed more money, so I borrowed $100,000 again. 2.5 months later, I paid it back. I borrowed $400,000 my first year, but we were all in. I'm not saying you should do that, but instead of sitting there going, I don't have the money, therefore I can't do this, I went and capitalized my business. And guess what? We don't owe any money, and we're kicking tail and taking names. But so it It was brutal, man. It emotionally moved me. I mean, in 2010, I almost got divorced over stupid money because there was so much pressure. Well, that's what it is, financial pressure. And some of you are going through it right now. Some of you, I had Don Hobbs on the phone with the guy out in the hallway who's losing his house right now. And he's doing well at EXP. He's new, and he had other issues. I have Sean Kokoska on the phone with that same guy. And that guy ain't in my group. He's in Scott Lewis's group. And I've been talking to him all morning doing emergency CPR because he's an amazing guy. He's so amazing, Gary Keller offered him $1.6 million to lead Keller Williams. That's how amazing this guy is. To leave EXP and lead Keller Williams education. He's that powerful. And he knows he shouldn't take it, but he's awfully tempted right now as he's moving into a rental because he lost his home. And he's struggling. So right now, I know some of you aren't sure how you're buying dinner tonight. I've been there. I know some of you aren't sure how you're paying. Are you going to sleep in your car? Are you going to go stay at Dave's house because you can walk here from the strip? Maybe you should. And I'm not. I remember hearing stories of Mike Reese, who's made millions. And Mike slept in the lobby of the JW Marriott, hiding until security found him and said, you just can't sleep on the property like a homeless person, like you're in San Francisco or California. California, you can do that. But anyways, so it's crazy. So, yeah. So don't say, I would buy, we suffered too. Be willing to pay. James, are we willing to pay the price? Man, we never look back. We're having a blast. Just like Jay said, you're 18 months in and you're having a blast. So it's a decision, though. Some of you are not having a blast. Some of you are so freaking miserable right now. You're so jealous of whoever who's done whatever. Stop it. Just say, I am the solution and I'm the problem. You're the problem and it's not me. We're begging you to bet on you. It's not Scott Lewis. It's not Rob and Gene. Well, Rob was rude to me, and he said this, or Brent was rude to me. I could tell Brent didn't recognize me. Right? What an ass. I'm sorry. Right? But come on. Don't be offended. Stop being so offended. Stop coming and go, you know what? I'm going to go to the shareholders. I'm going to make shareholders freaking awesome. I don't care if Glenn doesn't know how to do it. I'm gonna bring him. I have a relationship with John Maxwell. I'm gonna see if I get John Maxwell in. I'm gonna see. I'm friends with Tiger Woods or Phil Mickelson. I'm gonna see if Phil Mickelson would come speak for us in October. We have people in this room that grew up with Tony Robbins. Please reach out to Tony Robbins. See if he'll come in October and speak to us here in Las Vegas. Wouldn't it be cool to have Tony Robbins? And listen to me. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. But if you don't ask, the answer is always no. Ask. Who do you know? We're asking for your help, and Glenn is asking for your help. He's a tech genius. He's wonderful, but he's not like Mr. Motivational Speaker, right? We got to help him. Say, well, if EXP get their crap together, I'd do something great. No, you need to get your stuff together. Come on. Are you with me? Is anybody with me? Come on. Woo. It's mindset. The dogs bark, but the caravan. I'm reading these Facebook wars. Get the hell out of that Facebook crap. When they're like, well, this and that and that and this. I read this article on the EXP stock versus remix. Stop it. People start, oh my God. I go, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. Gene will do it. If you start saying weird stuff to Gene, and I've done it a few times, he will get up and walk away. And it's seriously, you don't know him. If it hasn't happened to you, you don't know him very well. He does not get mired in the crap and wallow like a pig. Stop it. Oh, we've done it, right? We don't do it very often. We've done it. And I remember recently, a few months ago, I started complaining to Gene about something. I'm not a complainer, right, Stroop? I'm like, everything's great because in my world, everything is. I've already made a decision. And yeah, stuff happens. I'm not Pollyanna. I get that. We deal with it. We move on, but we don't spend all our time there. You only get so much energy. Spend it there. Spend it where you want to go. And so I remember, Gene, you don't know, or maybe you do. I don't know where we were, but you literally looked at me, your eyes rolled back, and he walked off. Just about this fast. I'm like, oh, he did not want to talk about that. How'd I know? And I thank you for that. I love you. Give him a hand. We love Gene. So you can love him. This company would be nowhere without that man. Fill your mind with what you want. So, I'm so excited. Let's see if I did it right. Okay, remember we talked about the wealth chart? Did I talk about the wealth chart? Yes or no? I did. Remember the checklist? I talked about the wealth chart. We use it. We have one. James, did we have one and use it? Did he talk about the wealth chart? Like a bunch. A bunch. He showed you. So here's the best one I've ever seen. It's a wealth chart mired with a vision board. I've never seen that. And this is Gene Frederick, you guys. This is Gene's. He just sent it to me. Was it this morning or yesterday? I can't stop looking at it because he's smart. My wealth chart's like over here. My vision board's over there. He's like staring at this and what's in his subliminal, what's catching his side. I love this. This is like you've just put the turbos on Rob Flick's, V12 Jaguar, whatever it is. You added turbos to it. I think it's great because if you know Gene, you know he wants a yacht. That's what he wants. And he also wants to be Puerto Rican or something, which is awesome. Susan, they dance in Puerto Rican. And who's that good dancer, that good singer? What's his name from Puerto Rico? No, not Ricky Martin, the new guy. What? No, the guy had a cool song. He just top 40. He's in Puerto Rico. What?
I don't know his name, but Despacito?
Despacito. Anybody know his name? I love Despacito. I also like Jonas Brothers, the new movie Sucker. Go put Sucker on. That's me, whatever. I really don't care what you think. I like the Jonas Brothers, okay? I like Michael Jackson, not the weird one, but the 80s one. You think I care what you... I don't. I love you. I don't care what you think. I'm comfortable with me. Don't be me, be you. Be authentically you. People will freaking love you. Come on. Come on, Brian. I'm slobbering. This is flying. You should know better. You're in the front row. It's danger. This is a splash zone at SeaWorld here. You ever see Hooch, man? Just starts going. I could baptize the 5 of you in one shot. Now, so you got a dream. My wife and I just had a home built. I was visiting James, and he goes, dude, here's our single story. The big 2-story they're building. No one's bought it yet. You should buy it. So I did. And we're putting in a pool. We're having fun, and it's an amazing pool. But last week I found this pool. Is that cool? And I took a picture of it. That is our next house. In a couple of years, we're getting a new house. But that's the pool. I'm going to go build that here. Just figure it out. I want it to look just like that. Is that cool? How do you do it? I don't know, but build that. You ever watch Insane Pools? I like watching that show. I'm going to sit in that little jacuzzi, and you guys are going to be hanging out. Look at the waterfalls, all this stuff, a little grotto stuff. I can't wait. There's our cabin. Stroop, are we going to buy this cabin this year? We thought we'd buy it right now, but we're building our homes. But this is our Tahoe cabin. And I can see every one of you hanging out there with us. We're going to have digital push buttons. You just come on up. You're in Tahoe. You come stay with us. It'll be big enough. And are we all about stuff? No, we're about people. We love people. We care. No, you don't. Yes, we do. I know it. You say whatever you want. We want to share. We want to hang out with you. I want to have a glass of wine with you right there. Now, this is Truckee. So this, am I jumping ahead? I might be. Okay. I got to jumping ahead. He's got a picture of himself. Egomaniac, probably, but that's okay. Now, so I'm going to keep going. Some of you, are you guys having fun? Yeah. I'm having fun. Oh, I'm vibrating. All right. So here's the deal. Some of you need to say no to good things. That's my sponsor. Some of you need to write this down. Say no to good things. What's a good thing? Well, before I tell you what good things are, it's called bandwidth. You've only got so much bandwidth. You fill it up, you're done. So some of you say no to starting a property management company. It's a great idea to diversify. It's a good idea, but it's going to take away from sponsoring and building this thing. We're going worldwide. 209 countries, 25 million agents. There's going to be 2 million of us. There's 21,000 now, but you're busy doing your dumb property management company. I'm going to say it like I think. Oh, no, I'm doing title. I'm smarter than that. Oh, yeah. I'll see you in prison. Now, not because I'll be there, but I'll bring you a cake with a file. Now, no, I'm doing a mortgage company. Ooh, you're going away for a long time. No. I'm selling 40 homes last year. I'm gonna sell 60 homes this year and sponsor 40. Do you need to sell 60? Oh no, 40 was great. I think you should maybe sponsor 35 or even 30, sell 5 or 10 less, and go sponsor another 30 on your front line. You have so much, listen, write this down, you ready? Some of you need to sell less real estate, not more. Probably everybody in the room. Now, if you have a financial need and you're not have enough money, you're laughing at me. If you have a financial need and your family needs groceries and you're going to lose your home, you need to sell more real estate. I'm not saying sell more real estate. If you got a problem, go fix it. You can go slay the dragon this month, okay? Do what you got to do to fix it. But if you don't, I have one of my agents, he's got 500 plus agents, maybe 600. He's personally trying to do 100 listings this year. I'm upset about it. I just think it's the wrong thing. You guys with me? How about we drop down to 30 listings and go put 70 new agents? What did Rob Flick teach us to say? Were we listening? We're listening. List 40 homes or list 40 agents? I decided to do what he said, and guess what? I listed 40 agents, and I don't have to sell homes anymore. Right? It was a year ago, April, we busted 100,000, right? Like 108,000. And I'm driving to an $800,000 listing. That's big money in Sacramento. And we get 3.5, not 3. So it's like a $27,000 check. I'm going, what a colossal waste of my time. Because I'm going to get the listing, then I have to deal with all the agents, get it in escrow, then deal with all that, then close, get the money, pay taxes, spend it on whatever. It's like it never happened. Are you with me? It's just not good. We're close to Mexico, right? No bueno. No bueno. It's not good. Now, if you need the money, go do it. So my first year, I went from 60 sales to 35. Remax in Sacramento showed everyone, look at his production. He joined EXP, his sales got cut in half. If you want to destroy your career, go to EXP. And they literally used it against me. How'd that happen? We went to 880 agents because I had so much bandwidth. We sponsored 40 and went to 880 agents our first year. Last year, we went to 4,000 in December. Okay, now listen to this. They had 1,800 agents 2.5 years ago. You know how many I have today? 1,700. They lost 100. I gained 5,000. Which model do you think is more attractive? And I realized it's because a leader's showing up. But what did Jay beg you to do? Look for generals. Drill for wells. Build a fire in the basement. Write that down. Build a fire in the basement. You want to fire up? James used to say to me, why do you help people on your level 8? Why do you help people way down deep? Like Mark Z, you're on my level 8, right? Why do you help Mark? Why do you help Kurt? Where's Kurt? Kurt, where are you? You're on my level 9. Do I help you? Do I talk to agents for you? Lisa, do you have any idea what level you are on for me? Tina, I'm sorry, you look like Lisa. See, now she's pissed. No. I'm sorry, so offended. But 11. I'll help people. I help Scott. I help other people. One team, one dream. But the cool thing is when you are helping people there, you're building a fire in the basement. It may not, Mark Z sponsoring 80 people and building just this monster thing. I'll never see a dime in my rev share. But guess what? Mark Z sponsor, which is who? Dan Beer. Is Dan Beer excited about your success? Is Curtis, you excited about Dan Beer's success? Michael, Jay, Albie, Cliff, and they ignite. It's like taking a little fire with a blow dryer and you put it at the base. It just goes boom. You got a bonfire. And so I make sure that people are succeeding. I don't necessarily spend all my time, but I will certainly help them and help them whale hunt or do whatever because it creates belief. And belief is where the whole game is won and lost. Some of you don't believe in yourself because you're watching the news where people got murdered or abducted. Stop. And you're not going to events. You're not going. I went to the NAE and took notes. And I became inspired by Vernon, by stuff Mike had just there. When I sat down in the back there, Jay, here was my goal. I don't know what your goal was. I'm going to take more notes than everyone in the whole room. And I'm a sloppy note taker, and I have stacks of notes back there, and I will devour those notes tonight because I want to change. God gave me one gift. He gave me many. That's not true. But one of the gifts is I'm desperate. I'm a desperate man. I've always been desperate. I've always wanted to succeed so bad. Not to have money and cars and this and that, but to make a difference. You playing it small does not serve humanity. There are people counting on you to do great things with your life. But if onboarding with EXP would get their stuff together, then I'd be great. Okay. You know what? I just did it anyway. I said, hey, we're a pioneering company. There's speed bumps. You're going to break some wagon wheels. You're going to take some arrows to your wagon. We're a pioneering company. It's not perfect. That's why it's so great. Because by the time it gets perfect, when I joined RE/MAX at 88,000 agents, I couldn't buy any franchises where I wanted them. When I joined Keller Williams at 80,000 agents, I couldn't get any Keller Williams franchises where I wanted them because it was perfect. But right now, there's 44 agents in Calgary. Right now, well, in my town, in my state, there's this. Yeah, in California, we got 2,500. There's 400,000. Stop buying your load of BS. You're like a BS farmer. You're your best customer. I'm a BS farmer. Who's your best customer? Me. I buy lots of BS. Manure, piles of it. Stop it. Your wife, your husband, your kids are counting on you. Well, if I had a wife, if I had a husband, whatever. We could take care of that tonight. It's Las Vegas, right? We'll find someone doing acid at a rave and you can marry them. No, I don't know what I'm saying. No, did you guys know that? This is like the craziest part of it. I had no idea, but I don't go to too many raves these days. Now, don't be a flashlight. Don't be a flashlight. You know where you find flashlight? You find them in the dollar bin at Target. They're everywhere. I don't want you to be a laser. You can get those everywhere too. You point a little laser. I think I got one here. Let me see. Boom, got a laser. They're more rare than flashlights. You get them at Staples and stuff. I want you to be an industrial laser. And where it just goes whoosh, it'll actually just cut through that wall. An industrial laser, they're rare. Industrial lasers are rare. I know I'm an industrial laser. I'm a high potency vitamin. And here's the secret. I'm going to let you know one. You are too. Because you were created in God's image. Whether you believe it or not, you were. And you have certain gifts and inalienable rights that are given each man, woman, and child in the United States of America. And people float here on rafts. They jump over fences. They die in the desert to get here. And all we can say is onboarding sucks. And KV Core and this and that. Well, are you going to be a part of the problem or the solution? What's it going to be? I made my decision. I know where I am. I'm a part of the solution. Now, I got goosebumps. I don't care if you do. I do. Stay on the sponsoring train. I'm begging you. I got off it. I can't get my mojo back. Draw a line in the sand and go talk to 12 people tomorrow. It's an ego thing. This is an ego thing. This is an ego thing. It's all it is. Well, Jason's the systems. He's right. But you start with the ego. Risk your ego with velocity. Do it often. Don Hobbs, that the path to success goes through the field of failure. Well, I blew it. You're on the path to success because you blew it. Learn from it and move on. Now, well, so-and-so sponsored someone I wanted so bad. I'm so upset. It happens. Are you going to let that stop you from your dreams and goals? Well, I lost 5 of them. I hope you lose 20. Go get 80. I've lost people. You'll lose people. Well, I can't believe, so-and-so. And it doesn't, let it go. You're putting all that energy there. Stop it. No, I'm going to get him fired. I'm going to get him fired from EXP. I'm going to call compliance. 3 months later, how'd it go? I got him fired. They got really reprimanded. How many people you sponsored last 3 months? Nobody. How's it going? Not so good. Save your energy for where it counts. Save it. Stay on the sponsoring team. Rob Flick beats the 100 drum, sponsor 100. He does it for a reason. He's been highly successful in his old life at Amway. He was a superstar at Amway. He's been in other network marketing companies, superstar. He got in the franchise business, superstar. He's done well. See, if you know how to swim, you're going to swim. If you know how to succeed, you're going to succeed. You just got to bet on you. You got to choose you. I like you guys are all looking at me. Ain't nobody looking down. You're taking notes. It's good. You're dialed in. EXP events, they're great. Stop saying the shareholders are crap. The XCOM, they need to do I get it. Let's help them do recognition. We're going to mastermind on helping Glenn do recognition. We're going to get speakers. We're going to work on it. We're not going to say, well, when they get no, we're going to help them because we are agent owners. We're not employees. Employees, can I say it? Bitch, moan, and complain. But sometimes I'm guilty of that. Sometimes you're guilty of that, right? And we need to say no more because it's not serving your kids. Your kids are paying a price because you refuse to grab control of your thoughts. Tony Robbins would sit here and go, good job, Gove. Boom, on the back. You're dead on. How many believe that? It's interesting. I'm going to be at Tony Robbins in July in Dallas. It's interesting. 2 weeks after we got in EXP, James and I went to Tony Robbins. And he talks about stepping up, man. Just own your stuff. Stop doing, well, my dad was mean to me. My mom, I didn't have parents. I'm an orphan. I get it. Crappy stuff happened to you. Don't take yesterday's crap into tomorrow because tomorrow will just be crappy, right? You got to let it go. You got to grow. And I'm going to be there in July. We're going to be VIP. I'm going to be within 20 feet of Tony's face, right there with Oprah Winfrey and whatever I've got there, because I want to change. I want to grow. I'm not happy with where I'm. I mean, I'm happy, but I love that saying. What's the biggest room in the world? The room for improvement. Man, you can get better. You can be more dynamic, more powerful if you'll just believe it. But get around people who believe in you. So here's what I did. You all say that the shareholders in the EPSCon, they're not like a Keller Williams family unit mega camp. It's not this high class production. I know. But James and I went. That's me at my first in San Antonio where I met Scott Lewis for the first time. I'm a Keller Williams agent. I'm not with EXP. And they go, here, we'll take your picture. And I snapped a picture. I'm with Check It Out EXP. We literally made questions on the airplane. Well, do you get paid? Do you bounce checks? Do you really get stock? I should have put my list of questions. And here's James, who I brought with me, Barry, who owned an Intero franchise. And there's my amazing sponsor, Sheila. Thank you, Sheila. And then we all snapped that picture. Then I got this one with Glenn. I'm at Keller Williams. I'm like, hey, Glenn, can I take a selfie? There it is. And do you think I was excited? Heck yeah. Because they said, when I send people, I go, if I could make introductions to the CFO of EXP, would you go to the shareholders? If I could introduce you to the founder of this company, he's my partner, and we're valued at almost $750 million, would you? If I could, I'm not saying I could, but if I could, would you? Yeah, I would. I say, good, let me work on that. And someone's like, please let me know when Glenn's walking by or whatever, maybe get them introduced to people. There's me the following week going back to Roseville. That's my team. Everybody's got laptops. If you look here, we're all signing up for EXP in one shot. We came back and we did. It was a total mess. And guess what? Like, well, look how we started. Look at all those people. I mean, if I had 18 agents like Brent here, no wonder. They did nothing. James, it was so bad 2 months later, I'm like, I'm constantly talking about, let's do this. And James, what did they do? And finally, you had to say to me at the team meetings, we do an hour training, he had to say, stop talking about it. We're going to blow out our own team. And we went back to teaching about open houses, writing offers, listings, and all the things that I'm like done with after 20 years. And to this day, I've got 3 to 5 agents that have kind of somewhat figured it out of 18. I have 24 now, just 3 to 5. Because if there's a reason agents on your team, they're followers. That the tail doesn't wag the dog wags the tail. I made a decision, I'm going to EXP without all these people. I'm going. I tell and then when I made that decision, all the stress left me. And then I went after them one by one. I was 18 for 18. Do you talk to your teams? How do you get the whole 40 agents? You go to that independent. Okay, who are your superstars? Well, the 80-20 rule says he's going to have 8. That's it, out of 40. You sit down with those 8, and one of them's right there. She was in the Olympics in 96. She's a superstar for me. And I recruited her first. And look where every single person's looking. She's talking with her hands. They all respect her. I recruited the most influential person on my team, and she helped me recruit the rest of the team. I only had 6. superstars out of my 18. I recruited 6 for 6, not in a group presentation, but one at a time. A group presentation to someone's independent office is a disaster, in my opinion. You win over, it's like a lobbying. If you understand, I live in Sacramento, capital of California. The lobbyists do all the backhand room handshaking, make sure they get the votes thing, and they bring it to the floor, and it passes. All the work was done prior to that. I did all the work with this group. I won my 6 superstars. They helped me recruit the rest of the team. And then I do the B team. They're successful, but they're not amazing. But I got them, and then I did a group presentation for the C team. They would follow you anywhere, right? Does that make sense? Is that good? Okay, we're on the home stretch. Ooh, I don't know if I should do this. I'm going to do it. So do we have volume, by the way? Are we going to get sound here? Okay, so this is, I don't know, Friday afternoon, San Antonio. The Riverwalk is behind him. If you look over his shoulder, that's the San Antonio Riverwalk. And I'm talking to Gene and Rob and another person who's a big deal, 3 particular people. James was there. And a guy I did a beta test with, and he was excited about EXP. I go, hey, can we make a message for Brennan? He's pretty pumped. He wasn't able to come, but can we make a message? And they're talking to me, and they're addressing Brennan. I'm a Keller Williams agent. I'm already starting to recruit because you move past that person. Who do they know? Jay did a good time. Who do they know? I'm already talking to Brendan. He owned an independent brand. Listen to what's said. Listen very closely. Can you do it, or do I have to do it? There you go.
Hey, Brendan, I'm Gene Frederick, and I'm your new cigar partner. You want to be a ninja with us? Come to EXP, my friend. You're going to love the company. Robbie.
Hey, Brendan. Rob Flick here. Looking forward to having you join us. Ninjas rule. I'm telling you, life changes when you've got ninja residual income. I'm telling you. Welcome aboard, buddy.
And Rob's the one you spoke to on the webinar there, Brendan, with Casey and I.
Hey, Brendan, Scott Lewis here in San Antonio. I hear you're a rock star, so we're attracting rock stars around the world, so you need to come join us.
Now, how long have you been doing this, Scott?
9 months.
And how many people are in your EXP business?
230 something.
230. You used to own Century 21 franchise, and you were a big KW.
Keller Williams were the #1 recruiters globally. The first year we joined them, we were there for 3 years and 1 day when we found out about EXP. Made the move, easiest, best decision ever made. It's unbelievable. Stock, revenue share, lead generation, it's beautiful.
Awesome. All right, Brendan, we'll catch you later, man.
See you,
Take it
big
easy.
boy.
Buddy.
All right.
Welcome to the team, big guy.
San Diego, right?
Got it.
San Diego, buddy. Okay, so here's a couple ahas there. We're already talking about the next event. San Diego was the shareholders meeting. That was half a year later. You got to come. This is amazing. We're already promoting San Diego 6 months prior. Scott Lewis, who has thousands of people in his group today, had 200. How many people do we hear about today who had 200 or more, right? You will have thousands. And it was just a moment in time there on the river, smoking cigars after it rained. And it was a special, cool time. So as we're wrapping things up, I just want to encourage you to do a few things. We're on the home stretch. Number 1, build a fire in the basement. Talked about that. Look for leaders. I love what Jay said. He called them generals. Surround them. Go all in them with them. I go, number 2, you need friends. Be positive. You need your state broker. You can rip your state broker a new one, and you wonder why they don't help you. You need to make your state broker your biggest ally. I can guarantee you my state broker loves me. The one before my state broker loves me. I make friends with the state brokers. You need your state brokers. You need to not rip them a new one. You're crazy. They can make your life a living hell, or they can move heaven and hell for you. It's your choice. But you also need to be friends with the VPs. Sam Rodriguez is a great example. Chris Bear on the East Coast, Janney Central. They do miracles for me. What did I say to you before this thing? What did I look at you and I thanked you, right? Yeah. How many times have you helped me? You couldn't even.
Can't count how many times, but I can also say how many times you've helped me.
Absolutely.
You and I are not in the same, you don't benefit from me.
Nope.
Jane's my sponsor, Jane helps me, but Brent, when I also need somebody else, Brent's my
I'm like,
go-to.
I say it all the time. Who can I talk to for you? Who can I help you? I have Canadian brokers that love me. I'm like, can I talk to someone for you? Let me help you. They're not my group, but here's the deal. I do benefit from you, Sam, Because like Jay said, it's one team, one dream, one big fire. That stock, how's it doing? It went into the 11s, and someday it'll go X, X, and X. We need each other. So the vice presidents, you need the presidents. Dave Kennard, Stacy Onan over the brokers. Glenn. I mean, is he a trash can? Glenn. Could you imagine? When he sees me, I won't want him to cringe. When Sam sees me, I don't want Sam to cringe. I thank him. Outside, I said, thank you.
How many times do I answer my phone when you call?
You answer the phone when I call all the time. But same thing. I can reach my state broker like that because I thank her. I'm so, does that make sense? Gratitude and all that. So here's the deal. We need each other. Be smart about it. Call your leaders. Get away with them. Create special moments. Do dinners. We do dinners. Sometimes it's pizzas. Sometimes it's a nice Italian restaurant on the patio. But create magic moments with your leadership team. Houseboat parties at the lake. Beach parties. It doesn't have to cost money. Hey, we're all going to meet this vineyard to go wine tasting. You're going to pay for it. Doing something. Create the community. Take people. Hey, let's go to breakfast. We'll go out to dinner. And you're creating the time. They need to know you care. And so when you take that 12-inch drop from your head to your heart, it's game over. And so was this helpful this first day? Was this some good stuff for you guys? So